Full transparency, I am one bug, glitch, or thing not unlocking away from just saying I'm done with MW3 and waiting for COD 2024. The amount of times that I've spent, anywhere from half an hour to a couple of hours grinding things out in this game just for it to not unlock is just, it's getting to the point of where, like, I can't do it anymore. The TYR, they put out a weekly challenge over 2 weeks ago at this point to where you were supposed to be able to unlock and use an aftermarket part, and it still is not working 2 weeks later. That is half of a month. And then they put out this new event where you need to grind out over 400,000 XP, which, isn't that much XP in the grand scheme of things, but it took me a couple of hours to grind it out. And at the end, you're supposed to be able to unlock this magma camo. But then guess what? You come over to your gunsmith, you go over to customize all camos all the way down to the events, and guess what? We're gonna scroll through all of them together, and guess what isn't here? The magma camo. It's nowhere to be seen. There's all what? Call of Duty is the biggest first-person shooter franchise in the history of gaming. It's like one of the best-selling, if not the best-selling game every single year. And they can't even make a few unlockables work. Like, what? I love Call of Duty. I really do. I have almost 200 hours in Modern Warfare 3 alone, and this game's only been out for like 2 months at this point, not even. And, I mean, I've gone through, I've unlocked Interstellar Camo, I've unlocked Borealis, I've begun work on Bioluminescent, and I don't know, man. It's small stuff like this where it's like, dude, I put the time in to grind this stuff out, and it feels like the biggest slap in the face, especially to a player like me, where every single year I've been pre-ordering the most expensive edition of Call of Duty every single year for God only knows how many, over 10 years at this point. Not to mention the fact that I've also just, straight up been playing the Call of Duty series for over 15 years at this point. I've consistently made videos on this series. I've bought all the games. I've maxed out everything that I can in all the games. In any game where there was a Master Prestige, I've hit it. In any game where there was anything to unlock, I've unlocked it. Outside of the supply drop games, there's still some of those where, like, I'm missing, certain DLC weapons or variants of some of the games just because that's how the supply drops were. But still, like, anytime that there was a way to max something out, unlock a mastery camo, just grind the game out, see all the content, I've done it. And just more and more, the more that these glitches and bugs happen, the more I feel like Activision is just slapping me in the face and just saying, hey, thanks for the money. Not really. We don't care. We don't care if the game's actually functional. Just give us more money. That's all that we care about. And in Modern Warfare 3, there's been more of a push to not only try to get more of your money, but also to get more of your time, which is why they put events in the game like this to where, you got to sit there and grind for a couple of hours to actually get it done because they want you on their game. They want to increase the retention. So then you're more likely to scroll over to the shop and go, oh, hey, look at this. There's another $30 bundle for me to buy. Because the more that you get on the game and the longer that you spend on the game, the more likely you are to see all of this stuff. And guess what? I have 4,000 COD points right now, and I've been looking at all the bundles. I have all these COD points just because I pre-ordered the Vault Edition of the game, which means that I got the Black Cell Battle Pass for Season 1 for free. Which means that now I just have all these COD points that I'm sitting on. I didn't actually, like, pay for these, they just came with the Vault Edition, technically, and, yeah, I think I'm just going to save these for Call of Duty 2024 since they do transfer between games, because at this point, if this game isn't even going to work, then, like, who knows, I might buy a bundle and they might not even give me what I paid for. Now, we all know how this works, right? Like, the base game and everything inside of the game itself, that won't work. But the Battle Pass, the microtransactions, the store, oh, that'll be fully functional from day one, before day one. That's the priority. Oh, whatever, dude, I'm done with this game. Let's go play something else. Now, I know that this one is technically a newer Call of Duty, but it's the newest Call of Duty that feels like an old Call of Duty. I have a feeling that, this year's Call of Duty is probably going to be running on the same engine, and it's going to feel the exact same as like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if they would just take the Cold War engine, maybe refine it a little bit, and just use that for the next game, man. I could really use an old school Call of Duty this year. That classic, fast-paced, arcadey. MW3 is fast-paced, you know what I mean? Like, that old school Call of Duty, just like that arcadey feel where it's just, there's something about that classic Call of Duty feel. It's hard to explain because while these new Call of Duty still have like those same elements, there's something specifically about these older Call of Duties with the way that they move, the gunplay, the sounds, just everything about it. It has that classic Call of Duty feel. And while Cold War definitely feels a bit newer per se, it still has enough of those elements to make it feel like a classic Call of Duty despite having those newer live servicey whatever elements. I miss Cold War, man. I unlocked DM Ultra, Dark Ether. I did everything on this this game, man. Campaign, multiplayer, zombies, all the sub modes in zombies with Onslaught, Outbreak. There's just so much content in this game in general. Ever since day one, I've always loved this game. Sure, at launch, it was a bit iffy, the content was a bit lacking, and zombies, it's just all across the board, the content was a bit lacking. But from day one, I stuck with this game all the way until the end, because I knew things were only going to get better and better, and guess what? Things only did get better and better. This game was my baby from day one, and just sticking with it throughout that year, and just seeing how it grew from being, because at its core, it was always a good game, but then just like, once the content started rolling in, it just kept getting better and better and better, and now this is just like, one of the ultimate packages when it comes to like raising Call of Duties with all the maps and multiplayer, all that content and zombies. I could still recommend this game at full price. Like if you pick it up on a holiday sale, like that's cool, or if you get a cheap physical copy at GameStop, whatever, that's cool. But like even still, even if you buy it at like $60, I could still recommend it then. There's just so much content. It's such a quality game. We'll go ahead and rock out with the Vargo 52 and the Street Sweeper. Oh man, dude, what? Dude, it's not nostalgia that I'm feeling, because, this game isn't old enough to feel nostalgic over it, but it's pure giddiness. That's what it is. As y'all can see here, I got Dark Ether on my Vargo 52, and then we got DM Ultra over on the Street Sweeper. Man, oh gosh, it feels so good to be back. By the way, for those curious, if you watched last night's video, I was complaining like crazy about how my controller was broken, and thankfully, I found this pretty cool, like, teal one lying around in my house. It's, it's an Xbox One controller. It's not like the Series X controller I was using, but this is basically just going to be, like, my replacement, quote-unquote, for now until I can buy a new Series X controller, which I do plan to do, like, really soon. I'm just waiting because I'm feeling a little indecisive right now. Like, I was thinking about just getting another plain black one, because that's typically how I am when it comes to my video game controllers. I just like having, like, the plain black, unless it's, like, the GameCube or the Wii. For the Wii, I prefer the white Wiimotes, because that's, when I think Wii, I think the white Wiimotes, and then like the GameCube, obviously you have to go indigo. So I think I might go that route for my next Xbox controller. Then I don't know. They've been putting out a lot of like limited edition colors and cool colors. I might switch it up this once. I'm not too sure though. I did during the Xbox One generation a good bit. I like this cool Phantom one. I can't even remember what the exact name was, but there was like this Phantom thing where it was like slightly transparent, slightly not. It was like this silver. It was so cool. Back during the Xbox 360 generation, I also had that, y'all probably seen it before, like that one like camouflage controller or whatever. I had that one. Actually, I also had a very similar camouflage controller during the Xbox One generation as well. I will say, it's been taking me a bit to adjust to the Xbox One controller, because while, on the surface, it looks like it's the exact same as the Series X controller, like, there is just like a few slight differences between them. I just can't get over like how good this game feels, man. It's just, I'm telling you, like that classic COD arcadey feel. This is one of those Call of Duties where like, even if I'm going on a streak and I die, it's one of those things where, I don't even get mad in this game. I'm just like, I don't know if they've dialed back SBMM since this game was in its main prime or not, or at least since launch. Like over the course of Cold War, it seems like the SBMM got less, at least, because if y'all were playing this game at launch, that was something else entirely. It was one of those situations where if you even went positive one game, you were gonna get destroyed for like the next 5 games. But I remember it was like by the time like season 2 rolled around, I don't know, the SPMM just kind of got less and less, and nowadays I don't know if it's because there's less players online now or what, but it seems like the SPMM just hasn't been as bad even since like halfway through the game's like main life cycle. Let's go mess around in zombies for a minute. I've had an itch to play like good old round-based well, in this instance we're gonna be playing Onslaught, but I mean it's close enough to round-based. Like I've been saying, I literally don't have any reason or desire to play Modern Warfare 3 Zombies at this point. I completed all the story missions, I got Borealis camo. I don't have any reason to play that mode at this point. I already have like the Vortex variants of the maps created. They could honestly use those for like an Onslaught mode if they wanted to do something, or not. They could just use like the basic multiplayer maps, but I'm like I've been saying, like literally just put Onslaught into MW3, because then at that point, sure, like it isn't a full-on original round-based map, but I feel like Onslaught would, at the very least, would be like a nice middle ground between like, them putting round-based in, because they've been very hesitant on putting round-based in the game, it seems, but if they put that into the game, it would be less work for them, but it would also kind of like slightly appease the round-based community, just very slightly. It wouldn't be a full-on replacement, but at least then I'd have like some sort of reason or desire to actually play. You know what, let's rock out with the Galil this game. I mean, it's a Call of Duty Zombies, we gotta use the Galil. And here we are. The best part is, this is Onslaught Containment, which this is definitely like my favorite variation of Onslaught. Basically, instead of like normal Onslaught where you complete one wave, then you follow the orb, this is just like non-stop. It's literally just like round-based zombies, except it's called surges instead of waves. You kill a couple of zombies, you don't have to follow any the orbs. The orb just stays in place the entire time, and it's just zombies after zombies after zombies, just straight to the next wave. It still has all the like elite surges and everything like that too, so it's literally the same thing. It's just much faster paced. Like it does this thing where it does like a whole wipeout, and then boom, we're straight into the next wave, baby. I can tell you firsthand from my limited time in game development, like this would not be that hard to implement. It would take maybe a day or two for experienced developers to implement something into this. You have to create the orb asset. They already have the elite zombies. They have the normal zombies. So all they would really need to create is maybe the asset for the little portals that spawn in when the zombies come in. Then they'd have to write some code for like, you know, the surges and stuff like that, because I don't know if they actually have any like round-based type code inside of the game itself yet. Vanguard Zombies was built on the same engine though, so I'm assuming there would at least be some sort of compatible code or remnants of it inside of there. Maybe not. Even still, even if they don't, that would not take very long to code at all. You just code that in, you know, increase the intensity, maybe take a, you know, like maybe half a day to do a little bit of testing, and then just push the mode out. I don't need it to be perfect. I just need a reason to play the mode, period. Gosh, now that I'm on Cold War, I don't want to leave, dude. I mean, dog, I might get back on Modern Warfare 3 when Season 1 Reloaded comes out, but at this point, do you guys mind if I just make some Cold War videos for the next week or two? I don't understand how this game is going to be 4 years old this year, dude. Oh, dude, my heart literally sank and started like pulsating a little bit when I said that. Oh my gosh. Not to mention the fact that Modern Warfare 2019 is going to be 5 years old this year, dude. That is literally half of a decade. How has it been that long? I have very fond memories of Modern Warfare 2019. That was the first Call of Duty where I started creating like daily videos on this channel. It was also the last midnight release that I ever went for a game, period. Oh man, I'll never forget that, man. Going to GameStop for the midnight release. I got like a bunch of like cool merch from it too. I got like a poster on my wall that I got from that midnight release. Is dual-sided. One side has the cover of the game, the other side is like a cool thing that I have it on right now where it's like the black and green aesthetic for like the night vision goggles. And despite my feelings on Warzone, you know, being a little indifferent towards it through its, you know, various variations, my opinion is flip-flopped on it quite a bit, you know, just kind of, it depends on the day type of thing. But, you know, in that original variation of Warzone with Verdansk and everything like that, I have a lot of positive memories from that time. It's just crazy how fast time flies. Not to mention the fact that Advanced Warfare is going to be 10 years old this year, which that one still feels unreal to me. I remember watching the trailers for that one and getting all hyped for that game like it was yesterday. Black Ops 3 is gonna be 10 years old next year. Oh my god, dude. Again, that's another thing where it feels like just yesterday me and my buddies were playing that game back in high school, but now it's like it's gonna be 10 years old already. Anyways, before I go off of my boomerish tangents, I don't know, I needed a palate cleanser after dealing with the brokenness that is Modern Warfare 3 right now, and yeah, I feel a lot happier. My soul, my heart, my mind, my body, just everything feels a lot happier after getting on Cold War, chillaxing, shooting some zombies, you know, just kind of doing my thing. With that, we're going to conclude things here. Again, if you guys are cool with like some more Cold War content, just let me know, because I honestly might just revisit this game for a bit. Whether it be multiplayer, zombies, heck, I'd probably end up just making videos on both. With that, I'm going to pull out the death machine, I'm going to stand in the corner, I'm just going to salute and take my final stand. It's been an honor revisiting this game. But anyway, as always, massive shout out, thank you to all the Patreons and channel members. Thank you to all in the low ball tier, and the bigger shout out, thank you to all in the mid ball tier, Asking and Daddy Man in the biggest shout out, thank you to all in the GTA Run Events, Selling Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much, you guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day, stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.